Why, hello there, and welcome to the first official restream, I do believe, of week 2 of the ladder Megatational. We have Skele versus werfjig today. Both great runners, buddies of mine. They drew FAD Keysanity. I'm not sure who picked the mode. I know it wasn't werfjig because he picked the swordless that he played against Zelga. But I don't know if it was Skele or someone else. And we start off with opposite openings, and werfjig gets a Hera Small out the gate. So, not exactly what you want to see. Of course, we don't have access to Hera. We don't have a fire source for Hera Basement, even if we did, but it does make you wonder if we might have to go there. So, werfjig is Uncle routing, Skele is Lumberjack routing. Since this is AD keys, we do have to beat Aga 1 at some point, so if there's something on Lumberjack, it's not as horrible as usual. And since this is FAD keys, the Castle Tower Smalls are vanilla. Turns out Lumberjack is also vanilla. So we don't need to hunt down CT Smalls. This is also the main tournament version of FAD keys, so Ganon's Tower Big Key is guaranteed to be in Ganon's Tower Basement, another thing we don't have to hunt down. So we just get extra ice rods in the form of, Eastern Big Key, Desert Big Key, all those things that you love to hunt down in Keysanity modes. Nice riff on Super Mario World here. I'm not sure. I think that's Skele's audio we're listening to. I think he said he was using the SMRPG remake, as he gets a glove in the Thieves' Hideout that I'm sure Worf will also pick up. So in the How Did We Get Here, both of these runners went 2-1 in the first week. Skele's only loss was to Specky Specs. werfjig's only loss was to Zelga. Fortunately for Skele, he's not in the same group as Specs this time around. Unfortunately for Werf, he is in the same group as Zelga. And he did take a loss to Zelga in Swordless, which he said he wanted to play against anyone but Zelga. But that's the thing with the random mode assignment. Meanwhile, this is Skele's first race of this week. The fourth member of their group is Furious Magic, who also took a win off werfjig already. Race game has a small key to ice. Helpful for logic. Maybe a bit of routing. We're not going to be in ice anytime soon, though. The unique 100 rupees in the back of the tavern. We're certainly building up a good rupee stash. Almost at Zora money already. Zora is, of course, in logic with that glove, though it's probably not top of the runner's minds. Oh. Thank you, Specs, for the correction. I don't know how I Confused Furious Magic, and Telethar, but Telethar is the fourth in this group who has taken a win off of werfjig already. French vanilla castle map, which is 100% worthless, but it had to be somewhere. So back of escape, really not the play today. Cat well has a bottle, so we can check Sick Kid. And a blue mail. Nice finds. Blind's Hut gets us a Skullwood Small again. The first one can be a bit helpful for routing. The other two are only really helpful for logic. But hey, we got a Moon Pearl. That is 2/3 of our Dark World access. Before the 6-minute mark, we also got the Ice Rod. This being AD keys, we will need that. Pendant or crystal, we need it. So Skele will take that bottle to Sick Kid. Who gives us a pod small. Always nice to have. You really want 5 of them to comfortably clear the dungeon with Hammer Yump, that's what it's called. Yumpy Yumpy Hammer. Werf seems to have skipped CAC, probably his strategy of assuming Skele's going to be a stronger player, so he has to do something crazy if he wants a chance. At least, that's what I know Werf's mindset to be. Oh, Mini Moldorm Cave gives us the Pod Big Key and the bow, and the mitts, and the Meyer Big Key. Well then, Mini Moldorm Cave it is, though. He does need to go to CAC to get that Moon Pearl from Blind's Hut. But then we're a hammer away from having a serious conversation about Pod. Or if the Eastern Big Key shows up, the runners might want to consider just rushing Eastern. Shoutouts to Structural Mike for putting this MSU together, by the way. I was just kind of grooving to the cave music there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now it looks like Werf is thinking CAC. Skele about to get his Dark World access using the good bee from the bottle he found. Very effective against Mini Moldorms. Ooh, and there's a full magic decanter, too. I'm not sure he can get back out in time to grab it, but it sure would be nice. He's probably thinking, can I get it in time? It's there. Nope. Not gonna try for it. And there's Werf's Dark World access. So, Dark World access for both runners at the 9-minute mark. So, runners just covering each other's steps, but I think after these checks, well, Werf will do Sick Kid, but Skele's probably going to hop into Dark World now, which, of course, we have to do from CAC Portal. And then what do we think? Front of Skull? Front of Thieves? Not really great options from that portal. We could also go to Death Mountain out of logic, but can't really do anything once we're there. Okay, Front of Skull Woods is the play. That'll get us 5 items, and we have that small key, so it'll be nice and comfortable to route. Skele gets his full magic decanter that way, and immediately puts it to work on some very frozen Gibdos. Red meringue, so now we can check stun prize too. And Werf also uses that CAC portal. He's right there, but he's doing the Village of Outcasts route. We will see which one proves more fruitful. Ooh, flippers in chest game. That's nice. That also means that we can almost certainly put off Aga for the end, which runners like to do, though there's a sword in Skull Woods. That's a nice find. But yeah, Aga isn't logically required to get to East Dark World because we got the flippers. And we obviously have a portal besides Aga Portal. So Aga would only be logically required as we find the mirror in Skull Woods. So Skullwood's got the goods. And yeah, Aga would only logically be required for anything before Ganon, if the hammer is in Pyramid Fairy. Oh. That is a pure vanilla Thieves' Town compass. Is this even randomized? So, as Werf gets knocked out here, he should probably go to Skull Woods for his sword and mirror. Skele's taking that mirror to Graveyard Ledge. Ooh, Swamp Small and C-shaped house. So we have logical access to the first 2 chests in Swamp, since we have neither hammer nor hookshot to progress further. That would be kind of ugly if we need to get something out of those first 2 chests, but I'm sure chat will always be happy with stuff like that. Werf, unfortunately, giving Skull Woods a miss altogether. Whereas Skele, now going through Village, he'll pick up all the items that Werf has. Honestly, when you're doing a loop around like Skele's doing, it might almost be worth dipping Swamp for 2 checks. Looks like Worf is thinking Smith's World Tour. Skele doesn't need to think about the World Tour because he has the mirror. Wouldn't surprise me if he actually, combos in Smith Chain here. But that also indicates to me that unless the hammer suddenly shows up, werfjig will go back to CAC to return the Smith as we get the TR big from Stumpy, and then he'll head up to Skull Woods. Unfortunate, though, that he can't route in Cave 45. And Skele about to get those flippers. Oh yeah, Worf still doesn't have a sword, so he's just trying to dodge the enemies. I was wondering why he was taking such a strange path to Hype Cave. Hype Cave will be the end of his route here, since... unless he picks something up that allows him to go further. Boots are nice. Samaria's nice. So he's running back out. I'm not sure what he's planning to do having... Oh, he's going to check 5-6 at the bomb shop. That makes sense. So Swamp and Pod are 5-6. That's very interesting because we have been getting items for both of them. Oh, that also means that Hammer can't be in Pyramid. So we are now 100% sure that we can save Aga for right before Ganon, which is nice because that comes with a full health refill. And Worf is looking at King's Tomb here. Just junk. The funny thing about Skele having the mirror is that since he's going to do Smith Chain the way the game intended, it'll actually delay him getting the boots. But Worf's also covering a lot more ground than Skele, so it probably cancels out. And unfortunately for Worf, nothing he's doing is really giving him an advantage. I mean, the boots give him an advantage for a few minutes, but Skele will get those from Hype Cave in a few minutes. And Smith's is not progression today. Okay, what did Worf miss in Cave 45? A map of Swamp. Well, we know what Swamp is. So, usually on this route, you do Hype Cave before the purple chest, so Skele should be getting those boots really soon. And then I'm curious if he will dip Swamp. Oh, okay, sure, make a liar out of me, do purple chest before Hype. Maybe it's because he wants to route in Swamp and it's easier to do it this way. And Smith's Chain was completely useless today. And I clearly just don't know Skele's routing patterns. But Werf about to grab his sword. Skele gets all the goodies out of Hype Cave. I'm sure he's most excited about that Fisher-Price shield. Looks like he is also... No, where's he? Oh, he's gonna use the flippers to swim over to Pod. Okay. And check blind pull Lake Hylia Island in the process. I don't think either runner saw what was here. A big key to Skull Woods. Well, that's one orphan check. Then once we get the fire rod, we can combo it with doing the back. Werfjig actually trying to build up some Zora money from the archery game. And Meyer is the green pendant today. Haven't seen any medallions yet. Saha's Closet giving us some health and some red mail. Good thing we have that mirror. This is not a very good loadout for death warping. I'm starting to wonder about where the hammer is. It's got to show up relatively soon, I would think, just because we're running out of stuff to do. Or maybe the lamp shows up and suddenly our basement's in logic. There's our other boomerang. So yeah, most likely candidates for hammer are Pod, the first two chests of Swamp, and Hera Basement, I would say. Pod, of course, has the density, and Blue Goo's nice to find. Skele, with only 2 small keys, is trying to conserve them in case hammer does show up. He can rush the boss as long as he still has a small key left. Or wait, did he? Did he open the middle door? I thought he hadn't. Oh yeah, right, he did open the middle door. So, no, he's not trying to conserve them that aggressively. Never mind. So we'll probably spend the second key on access to the back, which especially with Hammer Yump gives us a lot of checks. We will get 6 checks back here. Can't do Harmless Hellway since we're out of keys. And Werfjig is going to check Catfish. And presumably combo that with Zora. We haven't seen this area yet. I think it's less likely for the hammer to be here. Just feels like the hammer's in the Dark World and not Catfish. But who knows? There's the good old filet from the waterfall. Skele exhausting pod, and we haven't really found anything particularly of use in here. Zora, on the other hand, is giving us the big key to Hera, so this is really starting to say Hera, except that Hera isn't in logic without either the lamp or the flute. And Skele is going to do Eastern. We can do 3 checks here in logic and 1 check out of logic. And I'm guessing Werf is gonna go to the mountain. And I'm wrong again. Skele gets the cape. We did see that big key on Bumper Ledge. So is this just a purple chest play for Werf? I guess so. Odd number 3 in Eastern. I wonder if... I was thinking about Skele maybe doing save scumming, but with this many hearts and red mail, save scumming would be kind of nasty. This is also interesting. We found 2 Meyer Smalls already. Three Meyer Smalls would put left side Meyer in logic, though. Again, we don't have the flute to even get there. We don't have a medallion to get in. And we don't have a fire source to do the left side. So it makes you wonder why these Smalls are showing up. Another compass in its own dungeon. But here is Skele, who is just going to blow that small key on a very out of logic pod big key chest, which is junk. But werfjig is doing the play I've been hoping for at least 10 minutes now. We will see. And then if you find the hammer in here, like, do you go on and do left side? Big key to ice. Okay. We can't get into ice. Again, we'd need either fire rod or bombos for that. This is probably going to take Werf around to pod. Oh, well, there was our lamp. So now Hera's fully in logic. We have the small key and the big key. We can completely do it. But, hey, maybe Werf will check Hobo while he's coming around here. You never know. Looks like he is thinking Hobo. As Skele grabs the silvers from Pyramid. So now what's Werf gonna do with that lamp? What's Skele gonna do with that lamp? Okay, Werf is going to get his silvers. Skele's going to give us our first look at Escape. Going straight to Dark Cross, which is in logic now with the lamp. As opposed to, say, Zelda's Cell and Boomerang Chest, which would need the small key to be in logic. Everyone wants a piece of Hyrule Castle now. So far, just pieces of heart. But I really hope one of these guys, or maybe both, actually goes to the mountain now. We presumably find garbage here because it's not even in logic. Those silver arrows are sure nice. Our runners are making good use of them. And we even get a refill. Silver arrows will kill in one hit anything vulnerable to arrows except for the Big Eye of Vitreous. And, of course, Ganon. And, as expected, the rest of Escape is absolute junk. Looks like Skele is doing Aga now. Interesting. Is this just to have the portal, or...? Because normally in AD keys, or has he forgotten that it's FAD keys? I wonder if he forgot that it's FAD keys and that these small keys are just gonna be vanilla. Because normally at this point, you would just wait, and after you beat Aga 2, you land on top of the pyramid, you mirror, and then you do Aga 1. I'm not sure why the rush to do it now. Werfjig, this has got to be a pod play. I'll have to ask Skele in the interview why he decided to do Aga now. I guess it does, you know, shorten the amount of time to turn in the bomb if you do Pyramid Fairy, but still... Maybe Skele just wants to have some fun with the silvers. So, Werfjig has the mirror out. I wonder if he will... Nope. Thinking he could save himself a bit of time if he does Eastern first and gets that extra pod small, but oh well. Okay. Blue balls, anyone? There's one. And a 2. And a 3. Can we get the legendary 15? Anything's possible. Okay, not a 15. Is it going to stay at 4, or is it going to go all the way up to 7? It's just 4. Nothing to see here, folks. Move right along. Now where to, Skele? Catfish? Probably catfish. Oh yeah, and he hasn't done the Zora area either. Could someone please do the mountain? Ooh, werfjig just a little bit too low on the hammer jump. And unfortunately, having not gone to the bottom of the screen and out and back, he has to go all the way out of the super tile. That's the problem with doing hammer jump from the top. Chat asking if mountain is just Hera and a few checks. That is true, but Hera is 6 checks. And we got that Hera small really early. And then we have 4 checks on the mountain. Wait, 4? No, 3. Old man inside Spec Rock and on top of Spec Rock. We don't have book for Ether Tablet. I mean, we're also kind of getting funneled to the mountain. What does Skele have left? He could do the first 2 checks of Swamp. He could do a Gina. We haven't seen a Gina yet. And other than that, I think he only has the mountain. Oh, Skullwood's big. Oh, and I guess he hasn't done King's Tomb yet. Okay. So our runners are going to wind up in a pretty similar place, except that Skele will have done Aga already. Oh yeah, Worth is doing the vanilla big key chest, which we know is just the Eastern Compass. Skele going to the portal, so he must be thinking Skullwood's big chest. Okay. Right, we did discuss that there is a big key up here. Probably like swamp or something. Oh, Eastern. We can actually finish a dungeon now. Wouldn't that have been nice to have had, except that, well, the cape was in Eastern, so that is a very forced double dip. Old man just got another compass. Chat. Don't get asking about Lumberjack. Yeah, Lumberjack's just vanilla today, so. And is this what did we see inside? Spec Rock that Skele's now going for. Oh, Master Sword. That's nice. We want that. I hear it even shoots beams when you're lucky. Skele demonstrating why he will never be a member of the Spec Rock Bonkers. So finally we're doing Hera. I really feel like something big's gonna be here. The game made a point of giving us the big and small keys. Fire Rod! Okay, we can finish Skull Woods, we can do ice. Enjoy your coffee break. So what did we get this Skullwood Small for? Not Skullwood's Tower of Hera. Third dungeon. They're interchangeable, right? It's the third dungeon in some world. Oh, there's the book. Guess we should probably check Ether Tablet while we're up here. But Skele's gonna finish the dungeon first. That's, of course, our entrance to the desert. We have not been to the desert area. We don't know if there's something on the ledge. Thieves big. That's useful. We also have the Thieves small, but not the hammer. So we would still have to skip the big chest if we were to do Thieves now. The small does put blind in logic. Rosalindus, shout out to Rosalindus tracking werfjig here, but she's asking me about what order I'd do Hera. I agree with the order these runners are doing it in, you're very clearly going to full clear it. So at that point, it's easier to just do the basement first and then work your way up. And the book was not for Ether Tablet, that's for sure. I do wonder about ice. Also, was the ice big in Swamp or something? Where did Werfjig get the ice big that Skele doesn't have it? I remember it showing up. So we now have, what, 5 completable dungeons? We have Skullwoods and Eastern. We have Ice, though right side would be out of logic without the hook shot. And we have Thieves, though we wouldn't be able to get the big chest. Ah, thank you, chat, for the confirmation that that ice big was in Swamp. So I guess that's Werf's one out at the moment, though he doesn't really know it. And there are definitely more appealing plays than Ice Palace right now. It looks like Werf is doing Aga. I will have to ask both of them about the mid-game Aga strat. Is it just for save and quit to Pyramid? Is it for the portal? Oh, duh, right. Ice requires the hammer. I keep forgetting that. Nice gift of half magic on Moth. Not gonna say no to that. And head check is, I assume that's the compass hint. No, that's a map hint. I think compass hint is you can now find the boss or something like that. Werfjig not quite as into silvers as Skele is for the Aga Tower climb. He is using them plenty. So here, Skele's gonna finish off Eastern. Kind of weird that we have what I think of as the overworld music from SMRPG for a dungeon. So, what will this Armos fight net us? We know the pendants in and of themselves don't give us anything on PED, though of course we need to collect them to make Ganon vulnerable. And Eastern was really just kind of junk. The Cape's nice. The Cape gave us the big key to Eastern, which let us get the pendant. We all needed it, but yeah, that's about it. We are almost an hour in and no hammer. Is Skele going to do the Back of Thieves? I assume for Werf this is going to be the moth fight. Yep, here we go. 3 checks and a crystal. And because we do have that small key, we could get something really silly like Hammer on Blind. Yeah, isn't the Dark World all nice and friendly with these tunes? And we get to TR, and that's gonna be the Mountain Railroad. Our 14th heart container in Thieves' Town Attic, I don't think we have enough health. I'm worried about the runner's ability to finish the seed without dying repeatedly. And here is werfjig's first crystal. And we're finding out that the pet is nothing. You know, the thing about this track, I was told that, so SMRPG uses the Final Fantasy IV boss music in places, and I was told that that track got Connor Macked, which is to say, some crazy person sampled it and then claimed to own it. And so we can't have nice things. Blind. Ah! As I was saying about Blind could have the hammer. Now do you go back in and check the big chest? So I think the ped hint was a map. That I think the compass hint would be now you can find the boss or something. So Werfjig's about half a Thieves' Town and a boss rush of Eastern behind. We still need to find that hook shot. What do we need besides the hook shot? We need at least one medallion, probably two. We need at least two more Turtle Rock small keys. We need the Desert Big. Seems like that's about it. Wouldn't hurt to get a GT small. Okay, there's our second TR small. That's a good find. So Skele's gonna take that hammer and do East Death Mountain, probably also Dark Death Mountain. I can't offhand remember if either of these runners hover. I think they do. Though the hookshot could also just be up here. So here's Werfjig's hammer. And yeah, Skele doing this the correct way. You go down spiral, up paradox, then you worry about Floating Island and Dark Death Mountain and TR Portal and stuff. Or I guess since he's not expecting to be able to open TR, he could even use the portal down here, except you want to be able to scout Floating Island at some point before you go into the Dark World. No, burning the rock won't do anything. Oh, and we're going to give us our first look at Bombos Tablet. The book hasn't done anything for us yet. And we did get it at great price, so you kind of hope it does something. There's our first GT Small. And Bombos is nothing. Do we go into Desert now? We go into Desert now. Ooh, Mirror Shield. Love to see that. Okay, Floating Island's nothing. Agena is nothing. Werf is not entering Desert. I'm a little bit surprised because we went to all that trouble to get that book and it's not given us anything yet. So he's gonna finish up Eastern. TR is Ether. Doesn't really help when you haven't seen any medallions yet. Oh, no, Werf is doing ice. Okay, that works. Oh, key under the doormat. Imagine that. Now the question is, do you dive TR, hoping for another TR small in TR, which they have a knack for doing? Oh, and there's Quake in case we were afraid we didn't have enough medallions. And here's the hover. Or not. Gonna take another try. He makes it. 2 bonks. Another check. Outer? Okay, magic bats now in the realm of the possible. Werfjig, you have the big key. I'm not sure. Are you just... No, I'm not sure why you went back to hit the switch. Oh, there's our second Ice Palace Small. So we really didn't need to go back and hit the switch. We can get around any which way. And Skele is opening TR, which I assume means he's gonna go in. Ooh, Tempered Sword, nice. And we're at the hoedown. Shake that booty. Though in all honesty, I prefer the original version of this particular track. Skele is spinning in time to the music, getting his groove on. And there's our 4th pod small sitting in iced tea. So we... Right, pod is now beatable. Another GT small. Big question is, what is in Ice Palace big chest that Skele may not be able to get? Swamp big, so Werf won't be missing that. And that is just junk in the Ice Big Chest. Though now this raises the interesting possibility that if Hookshot turns up and Skele does Swamp before Ice, he might then Orphan Swamp Big Chest. And as advertised, there is the requisite TR small in TR because rando be like that. So I assume Skele will skip the lava chest and go on to beat Trinex. So that's 4 dungeons down for Werfjig, 4 dungeons down for Skele, though of course Skele's halfway through another dungeon. Werf, I'm guessing now that he has that extra small, is... Nope. If he were going to do Pod... I was thinking he'd finish off Pod in Eastern, but I guess he can do that anytime. So I guess he'll be doing this whole Death Mountain get down, joining Skele. And don't forget to do Spike Cave at the end. Never know what's in there. And we have so much health, we can just cheese it without, like, any invincibility items or potions or anything. And there's our third medallion. So all three medallions were on East Death Mountain today. Here's werfjig discovering the key under the doormat. Aw, Skele's not spinning to the music again. I'm not as much a fan of this routing by werfjig. Oh, there's our fourth TR small. Now, about that lava bridge, which just became in logic. Not lava bridge, lava chest, but... Oh, and hello flute on laser bridge, because bottom chest of laser bridge is required by contractual obligation to have something. So... Myers full clearable, though we still don't have the third small to put left side in logic. And Skele is going back for lava chest. This is a choice. I'm not sure which way I'd play this. That fourth small key could have just been to put Trinix in logic. Also note that werfjig does have a bit of a sword advantage for this whole Death Mountain foray. Yeah, this routing by werfjig just feels kind of inefficient. Though I wonder if he's afraid to go into... TR... Remind me, was the second... TR small that Skele got one of the chests he hovered to? I can't remember now. Oh, it was hammer pegs! Okay, so... TR isn't really in the cards for werfjig. Yeah, that is an unfortunate skip for him. Especially since, you know, coming out of Thieves Town, he was right there. And killing that, Barry tells me Werf's gonna hover. Ooh, so close! You hate to see that. Skele doing the traditional Master Sword Trinix fight with some hammering involved. Werf should get the powder as well. Interesting that Skele was using the Master Sword more than you usually see in that fight before them switching to hammer. But Trinix down. And hey, that's our third Skullwood small to put Moth in logic. Or is it only our second? Maybe it's only our second. Now, what's interesting is if werfjig does TR, he will be able to make it through as long as he doesn't go to lava chest. He doesn't know there are two smalls in there, but they are, even though he's a key short, they are positioned to get him through the dungeon. And Skele using the cape just to make it faster so that he can run. I get this. He could just walk through and not use any magic, but not a big deal. And Spike Cave's got nothing. So where to, Skele? You could do the front half of Swamp. No one likes doing Hookless Swamp. You could finish up Pod. That's really just one item. You could do Magic Bat. Oh, right, Flute, Mire. To answer chat, Tempered is in ice. And of course we don't know where the fourth sword is. The lovely single rupee. I feel like going out of logic has generally gotten us punished, though technically werfjig's out of logic here. He just doesn't know the other small keys in logic. But I'm expecting garbage in Mire Big Key Chest here. And this will complete Werf's Medallion collection. Okay, there's... I think that's our final pod small between the two runners. So I guess it is logically required. This is always a little bit of a tight squeeze, but Skele makes it. I hate doing Mire Big Chest Bridge without hookshot. Oh, right into the hookshot. Okay then. Oh no, did Werf just... Nope out before laser bridge. Oh no. Oh no, Werf, why? I know it was out of logic, but you noped out before laser bridge. That's probably GG. Unfortunately. I mean, I don't know if he's suddenly trying to follow logic or what. I'm going to check his tracker to make sure he did in fact mark that he found that second TR small and therefore had access to laser bridge. Because this was shaping up to be a pretty spicy match. Skele had a bit of a lead, but Werf had a better sword. Yes, Werf did mark that second TR small key. So what does Skele even still need? He needs a desert big, and I think that's it. Mushroom and junk. Reminder that GT big is in GT basement, so we don't need to go looking for that until we get to GT. Skele does not want his 16th heart. He ran all the way down there and made a point of not picking it up. We know what happens if you get 16 hearts. Then you get 17 and 18, and pretty soon it becomes an unhealthy addiction. See, werfjig's already at 16 hearts. That's probably why he... And there you go. Skele gets it anyway, despite his best efforts. I was going to blame Werf's mirroring out of TR in his 16th heart. Turning down that bottle. Skele didn't even want bottle percent. Werf will give us our first look at Helmet King, though. Werf is going to be blocked soon enough and forced back to TR. I mean, I don't know if that'll happen once he does hammer pegs and gets his next small and realizes that, oh, laser bridge is in logic after all. But considering it's blocking flute, which is blocking hook shot, he's going to run out of stuff. I think Skele's doing pod and green pendant turn, and on the off chance the DP big shows up here, then he can just go mode everything else. Of course, maybe DP small shows up and DP big is vanilla. Okay, that's just junk on Helma King. And Skele having that extra key is going to show us Harmless Hellway, which is the one check we have not yet seen in here, and it's a compass. Did Pod and all its 14 checks have anything worthwhile? I think the best thing we got out of Pod was the Bloomerang. Oh, werfjig never did the, just down in Stalfos' basement. Huh. Okay. Doesn't make a huge difference. Okay, so where to now, Worf? Skele, I'm sure, will clean up Eastern after Pod. Oh, he's back to the mountain. Maybe he is realizing that he probably shouldn't have noped out of TR. Unfortunately, it's a hike. Or no, this is Spike Cave for him. Okay. Still not gonna do it, but okay. Now Skelly's going for ice, so he will get his tempered sword here. I talked with Structural Mike about, using the tune in ice rather than in, Lost Woods. But he said it's too good a tune to waste on Lost Woods, so he'd rather have it play for longer. So here we are getting to off to this one. What is it, oboe? I never know my double reads. Oh, Worf is going for Thieves' Big Chest. But hopefully this means he'll do Hammer Pegs next, especially because we haven't actually seen Magic Bat, which he could also combo in. Skele does not have Ice Big, so he had to hit that switch. Sorry for that little blip, folks. And by the way, as these guys are covering each other's footsteps, why not give them a follow? Really great guys. I enjoyed hanging out with them a lot at SGL. Skele is I am Skele Bro, and werfjig is just werfjig. And I don't get it. How is Werf just, like, has he forgotten about hammer pegs? Twice he was in Thieves' Town with the hammer, and he didn't do hammer pegs. Hammer pegs is a TR small gamma, which puts Laser Bridge in logic. Though, of course, Werf could have reached Laser Bridge. He chose to nope out after Crystal Roller. Flute is on Laser Bridge. And that is Skele's 8th dungeon. So I think it's time for Swamp, and we hope the Desert Big is in Swamp because we're running out of other places for it to be. But yeah, I am surprised, now that werfjig even has powder, that he didn't want to combo hammer pegs and magic bat. But hey, we'll get a high 5 here in Swamp. Unfortunately, this will be Werf's second visit and he still can't clear it. Skele will just be able to full clear the whole thing in one go. Of course, the hookshot difference means Skele will also be able to specky clip, and Werf has to do this the way the devs intended. And for those of you who missed it, the importance of Flute is not just Mire access, and we need to beat Mire because this is all dungeons, but also hookshots in Mire. Oh, this big chest had the 3rd Skullwood small, so now Mothula's in logic. Isn't that nice? So who's going to get DP big? And where else could it even be? Like, Skele especially has been so thorough. I guess we haven't seen Magic Bat yet. It could be there. Okay, that was a very nice hero cycle. Argus for Skele. And we get a small key to Desert. Okay, DP Big Vanilla, anyone? Oh yeah, Werf doesn't have that hook shot, so he has to circle around twice to do left side swamp. That is a small to Meyer, so that actually puts the left side of Meyer into logic, which we know is necessary so that, logically, so that we can get the 6th pod small. In actuality, we don't care about any of that. But Skelly's gonna go do left side now. Oh yeah, I just realized Skelly's made Pyramid Fairy available, so that's another possibility for Desert Big. And in any case, Desert Small is necessary to put the boss in logic, because for all the randomizer knows, you stole the small key out of the back and used it to loot the right side. That would make you a horrible, horrible person. But morals aside. Is this finally gonna be hammer pegs for Werf? He's gonna feel bad. I'll have to ask him about putting off hammer pegs. Oh yeah, thanks, Bright-Eyed. I forgot that Skele has not yet turned in the mushroom. So there are all these random things. He hasn't checked Bombo's tablet either, though we know it's nothing. And he's going to go back into Desert and see about right side here. So werfjig going back up the mountain. He's gonna feel really bad at Laser Bridge. First check right side Desert is nothing. Second check right side Desert is Butter Sword. Okay. And here's the mushroom turn-in for Skele. What else have we not seen? Just Pyramid Fairy? Ah, big key to Desert. There we go. Could have turned in the mushroom after Meyer Shed. So that is go mode for Skele. About 136. And a shovel from Landmo, because why not? But hey, get your guesses in chat of numbers or locations or wherever you think the GT big key might be, in however form you choose to express it. E to the I pi works for me. And here comes werfjig's disappointment. Well, definite disappointment when you get hit by a laser with the mirror shield. That's the good old 4th TR small. GT small. And, of course, the flute. As always, I would like to see the big key in rando room. And Skele's gonna do right. He has 3 smalls already, so he's probably just gonna go right to compass room and then do full left. That is Trinex down for werfjig. He still needs to go to Meyer, get the hook shot, go to Meyer's shed, get the mushroom, and turn in the mushroom for the desert big. Can be in go mode. And right side GT was not the answer tonight, unless it was tile room. Oh, it's sitting on the torch all along. No one was optimistic enough to guess torch. I'm guessing Skele skips all the chests upstairs. I have no idea what you would be looking for at this point. I will be guilting him about that heart container on Desert Ledge he turned down. He could have been at 19 now. There's the mushroom that werfjig doesn't know yet as part of his go mode. Round and round Skele goes. I have no idea what the Fire Rod's hitbox is sometimes, but hey, great finish to the gauntlet. Currently on to Wizrobes 2 as werfjig enters Mire. Nice clean torches there. Half magic means we don't need to worry about magic for torches too. Swag bonk. We will just completely ignore the mini helmas in the chests. Moldorm 2 is a bit of a joke on this loadout. Not gonna fool around with hovering here, just gonna wait for the explosion. Not gonna meme the validation chest. So it looks like werfjig will get that hook shot pretty soon. He is skipping Firewalked side. Even though it's actually in logic for him. Ooh, nice triple for Skele on Aga 2 there. Down goes Aga 2. The duck somehow materializes in the Dark World. How? We don't know. Shouldn't have changed into, I don't know, a goose, because of the Dark World transformations. And yeah, this should be nice. 146 and change for Skele. Not bad for FAD keys. Stop it, Ganon. Okay. We have found Ganon's one true weakness, and we will exploit it. werfjig takes down Vidi with silvers, Skele takes down Ganon with a very nice triple. Get your GG's in for Skele, who will win his first match of Week 2. And he finishes with an official race time of 1:46.21. And werfjig shortly after sees this and forfeits. So get your GG's in for both of them. We'll see if they want to talk in here. And just reading the race room while we're waiting for them to get in here. werfjig, while he tracked his second TR key, it did not register with him apparently. But we're joined by Skele Bro. GG, buddy.
GG, thank you.
Did you like those TR small key locations?
Yeah, that was fun. I'm still wondering what the best way is to get lava chests there. I don't think what I did was right in hindsight, but that was an interesting problem.
Yeah, I don't know either. I guess it is enough of a backtrack that it would be faster to beat Trinex and go back in through the front.
Yeah, that or my first instinct was just don't go at the safety door and mirror back to big chest, then do lava chest, then go back to Trinex. I'm not sure, honestly. That's something I want to time out later because it's kind of an interesting thing that I don't think I've ever seen before.
Oh yeah, trying to. Yeah, that's probably not too bad if you don't go out the safety door and mirror.
Yeah.
And we are also joined by werfjig, GG.
Hello.
Sorry about TR there.
I mean, I would just once love to have a restream where I don't completely lose my mind, but uh, you know, it's not a big deal.
Well, I was also a little bit surprised by your aversion to hammer pegs.
That was I just straight up forgot it. I didn't put it in my notes. So
Oh,
when I did purple chest, I just left that behind. But I guess that would have given me an extra key to get there too. But I could have made it there the first time, which is annoying.
yeah. No, Skele had that extra key, so he was really committed to just going as far as he could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
was
was a
too.
fun thing.
Yeah, I in my head when I went in the dungeon, I told myself I have enough keys to get to Laser Bridge, and then for some reason I got there and I guess I just misread my keys and I was like, oh, I have less than I thought. Oh well, and then I pieced.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with that flute location, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that was a funny situation because I went up the mountain like not even thinking I could get into Turtle Rock 'cause I had no medallions. And 2 Turtle Rock keys, so I really was not expecting to end up full clearing Turtle Rock on that trip, but that was a nice surprise.
Oh yeah, what the heck was up with all those medallions being on East Death Mountain?
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, randos.
I also like the Ice Palace Big Key and Swamp Palace, and the Swamp Palace Big Key and Ice Palace. That was fun.
No
Neither of
one's
them leading to anything.
Thankfully, yeah. I was
no
really
one
nervous about that because I was kind of torn which one I wanted to do first.
no one's gonna talk about the hammer on blind with the big and small key.
Oh, that was good too. I forgot about that.
It was a mirror shield, by the way.
Yeah, I went back for it too. I went
Okay.
back immediately.
Well, it was Skelly's fire shield.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you were pretty thorough. You went back for the big chest in Thieves immediately. You went back for lava chest. You did left side mire before doing right side.
I was thinking pretty hard about skipping cutscene chest actually, since that wasn't in logic yet. I was kind of relieved when I saw it was a pod small. Well, maybe not relieved, but like that at least confirmed that um, cutscene wasn't locked by GT, which is what I was a little bit concerned about. But just in general, I figured like if I'm right there to all those different places, I might as well just do it now. That's just kind of how I like to play. Like there's never going to be a better opportunity, so I might as well just commit to it.
So one thing I was curious about for both of you, you both did Aga mid seed. What was there like? Did you want the portal? Did you want the save and quit to pyramid?
Well, for me, I got to a point where I had a lot of options and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just used it as thinking time.
That makes sense.
For me, well, I still hadn't done Front of Escape yet, so I figured I was there. I might as well do it, and then I wanted to go to Catfish after that anyway, so I thought it made sense. Plus, I had silvers, so like it's not really gonna get faster.
You really liked those silvers on the Aga climb.
Yeah, silvers are awesome, especially with fast ROM. Silvers are my best friend.
That's true. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, this is fast Robin. The silvers weren't lagging all over the place. Amazing. Um, trying to think if there was anything else.
Where was Desert Big, by the way?
Uh, Potion shop. I don't remember where I got mushroom though.
Okay. Yeah, Mushroom
Mire
was
Shed.
Mire Shed, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd actually been sitting on it a bit. You could have go moded Ice and Swamp if you had just known.
I thought a little bit about that. Like Potion Shop is so fast, but it felt wrong not just going to dungeons.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
I was gonna finish up Swamp before I did that anyway. Just because, like, if I hadn't already cleared the front of Swamp, then I would have done. I would have checked Potion Shop first because there's a lot of time save there. But everything in the back of Swamp is just on the way.
By the way, I liked your dip into Swamp for 2 chests. I was bummed it didn't pay out.
Yeah, yeah. It was one of those, like, I don't know where Hammer is. It's like I don't have Hammer yet. I'm already all the way down here. It was very much a, like, if I don't do this now, then it could really bite me. And then it it was nothing.
I thought about doing the same actually.
I
but
was thinking it
not
would
happening.
be there or Hera, and of course it was neither, though I guess Hera gave you the Thieves' Big.
Yeah, for a while I was thinking my route might be like do that swamp dip and then go to Bombos Tablet, and then from there I could go to Desert. That's what I was thinking, like as my follow up after Thieves Town. I guess to be fair, that's kind of the only thing I had left anyway. But yeah, with mid to Dark World access, like that early swamp dip is it's like so slow, but also it's like so slow to come back.
Yeah,
And like you have the small key, so at least it's 2 items and not just 1 item. So yeah, I was thinking about that too.
yeah. And plus, I've seen Hammer there so many times that, if Hammer is there and you skip it, then you have to make that whole trek, and likely you do that after you full clear everything else. So
Yeah, for sure. That's like definitely a last location if you don't do it then.
hmm
Uh, so, anything else?
Yeah, fun seed. Looking forward to playing the not F version of this mode with Zelga tomorrow. Regular AD keys.
Yeah, let's look at that schedule. Or if I know you're done with the tournament now, but
yep,
GG's on getting to the second week.
it's all good. Now I can play something fun.
And yeah, Skele, as I see, you have that at 7 tomorrow against Zelga. And then you have Mystery on Sunday versus Telethar.
Which
Who picked
definitely won't
Mystery?
be AD keys. I picked mystery.
Who
I don't know
picked
why.
FAD keys then?
Yeah, I picked mystery and inverted AD keys actually, but Zelga banned that one. Rip.
I hope you banned one of his in return.
I already forgot what I banned.
Oh.
Oh, I banned Potpourri, I think.
Oh, okay. Um, well, good luck to you in the um, next 2 races. These are tough groups just looking at them, but at the same time, you know, given how the 16 of you were selected and given what it then took to just make it to the second week, of course they're tough groups.
Yeah, I mean the whole tournament was stacked, so I was just happy to be in there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Especially with all the different modes you could run into.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch, I'll say that much.
All the different modes.
All the different AD keys
Would-
modes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other group has an inverted AD keys coming up between Specs and Tam, and then FAD keys between Gamma and Tam, and yeah. And Gamma and Furious Magic are playing regular AD keys, so literally half the matches in this round are some form of AD keys because Telethar and Werf already played in AD keys.
Yeah, I think fast players just really like to do 80 keys because I don't know, maybe it throws out some variance. All I know is that I'm not fast and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's probably right, I think.
And then they're saving, if they advance, they're saving hundo for the for the final ones, the final group.
See, I picked Hundo in the first round and then it got banned.
Hmm,
2 of my modes have been banned.
same. You banned my mode. How dare you? And I had never played a potpourri before either, so I was excited when I picked it.
It's kind of like AD keys, actually.
Well, if I had known that, I probably wouldn't have picked it.
It's AD keys, except maps and compasses aren't shuffled, I think. And then some other really weird stuff.
Yeah, some starting items. Like
Eh,
Ice Rod and Hook Shot.
It still seemed different and interesting enough that I was like, ooh, maybe I'll try this. And then the fun police showed up.
Anyway, I think that's a wrap here. It's 11 o'clock for those of us on the East Coast. But yeah, GG's to both of you guys again. It was fun watching you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the restream.
Yeah, I really appreciate, despite my brain imploding both times, it is really fun to get restreamed, and so I really appreciate that. And Skele, GG's, and good luck on the next couple races that you have.
Thanks. Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, good luck going forward. Dunk is saying no restream tomorrow, but check the schedule for Friday. And thanks for checking in here tonight.
Yeah.